Hey guys, this is Miss Legg. Today we're going to talk about markups and markdowns method 2. Okay, so yesterday we talked about markups, markdown. Markups are like tax, tip, anything that makes your price go up. And markdowns are the opposite, so anything that makes your price go down. So like decrease or sales or discounts, okay? So we are taking original prices and we are using percentages to mark them up or mark them down. There are two ways to do this. So previously I talked about method 1. Today we're going to talk about method 2. Method 2 is like method 1, but altered just a little bit. Okay, so they're very similar. So method 2, we are combining like terms to create method 2. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. So yesterday we looked at P plus or minus the percent times P. P is your price, okay? I say plus or minus because if it's a mark up, we add. If it's a mark down, we subtract, okay? So let's talk about this. This is our scenario. We have $10 t-shirt that has a tax of 6%. So tax means that this is a mark up, so we're going to add. So let's talk about our formula. We have price plus price. Now, the thing that goes in here is your percent. Now, before we use our percent, we're going to change it to a decimal. Remember, if we're talking about money, money is a decimal, right? You can have 50 cents, 25 cents, whatever, okay? So because money is a decimal, we want our percent to be a decimal. So our percent is 6%. Okay, to make a decimal, I move it from 2 places to the left. There's a 0 here. So in my calculator, I have 0.06. Okay? So this is my formula, P plus 0.06 P. Now, to create method 2, we're going to combine like terms. Remember, like terms are things that go together. So variables go with variables, constants go with constants. So in this case, I'm going to combine P with P, price with price. Now, let's talk about this first one. There's nothing in front of it, so what we put is an imaginary 1, okay? So to create method 2, we combine like terms. So P goes with P, 1 plus 0.06. Now, put that in your calculator, okay? When you add this together, you get 1.06 P. And this is method 1, and this is method 2, okay? So method 1, method 2. So by combining like terms, what we just did was create a second way to solve our problems. Now, if you're not sure if that works or not, let's do it, okay? So price, $10 plus 0.06 times 10, okay? So if I put those in my calculator, okay, I get 10 plus 60 cents, 0.60, which is $10.60, okay? Now let's do it on the other side. You put this in your calculator. You have 1.06 times your price, which is $10, and you would get $10.60. Or in your calculator, it looks like 10.6, but we're going to add a 0 because it's money. Okay? So that is method 2. Let's look at a couple more examples. Okay? So here are the steps we're going to use. And I suggest you take a second and write out step 1, 2, and 3. That way you have it on a piece of paper and you can look at it even when the video is not on. So take a second, write this down. You can pause the video and then turn the video back on. Okay? So step 1, add or subtract 100 to your percent. So here's our new problem. We're looking at $52 pair of shoes with a 4.9% sales tax. So what I'm going to do, step 1 is add 100 to my percent. So 100 plus 4.9 is 104.9%. Okay? Step 1. Step 2, take the new percent and make it a decimal. Okay, easiest part. Y'all know how to do this, okay? Move it 2 times to the left. So now I have 1.049 as a decimal. Notice I kept all of the place values, okay? The only time we round these, okay, is at the end of the problem or if it's a repeating decimal, okay? So because it only had 3 digits, we're going to keep those. Okay, let's go to step 3. Take the decimal and multiply by the original price piece. So your new formula is percent, okay, or the decimal times your price. The new decimal times your price. And our price here is $52, so I do so times 52. Remember those parentheses being 52, okay? And when I multiply these out, I get $54.548, okay? That's what you get in your calculator or your phone if that's what you're using, okay? And now, because it is money, it only rounds 2 decimal places, so I use this 8 to round up. So I have $54.55. Okay? Okay, again, remember, we're going to use those steps again. Let's do one more problem together, one more example. Okay, last example. Again, this is why those steps are helpful. I'm using my steps on the left to help me solve the problem on the right. Okay, new problem. This is a word problem. I'm going to read it out. All students from the university get a 5% discount. I'm going to underline discount because it is a key word. We're going to come back to that in a second. At all the stores in the mall. If James spends $86.24 at the store before his discount, how much will his total bill be after the discount? So we're taking a price, an original number. We're applying a markup or a markdown, that's your percent, to it to get a new price. So price, percent, new price. Okay? So the reason I had us underline discount is because discount tells us it's a markdown. Discount tells us it's a markdown. Okay? So if we mark down something, then instead of adding 100, we're going to subtract. So 100 minus 5 is 95%. Okay? That is the only change I made between that second problem and the third one. Okay? That's the only change I'm making. Instead of adding, I'm subtracting. Markdowns, you subtract. Markdowns, you subtract. Don't forget that. Okay? Number 2, take the new percent and make it a decimal. So I'm going to take my percent. Remember, if you can't see it, then it's right here in the back. Okay? And I'm going to move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. And you get 0.95 as a decimal. Okay? Then I'm going to multiply it by my price. Okay? So I have my decimal times my price. And my price here is $86.24. Okay? Decimals are going to be so important in this unit, okay? Because a lot of times we're talking about money, okay? And would you rather have $86 or $86.24? You always want that little bit of extra money, okay? So be careful with those decimals. Okay, so I'm going to multiply these out, and when you put them in your calculator and multiply them out, you get $81.928. And remember, it's money. Money can only have 2 place values, so I'm going to round to 81.93. The 8 makes me round up. Okay? And it's money, so I put a $sign and I circle it. Okay, please let your teachers know if you have any questions, and I hope this helped.